Welcome to our training series on Sire 2.0 preparation. Today, we are deep diving into question 5.6.1. This question focuses on the purpose, operation, testing, and calibration of portable and personal gas measurement instruments. This requirement applies to all major tanker types, including oil, chemical, LPG, and LNG vessels. The objective is simple. Ensure that calibrated instruments are always available for safe enclosed space entry and cargo operations. Your ship must be equipped with at least 2 instruments capable of measuring oxygen, flammable gases, H2S, and CO. If your vessel uses inert gas or nitrogen padding, your instruments must also measure oxygen and hydrocarbon content by volume. Personal gas monitors, or PGMs, are a critical layer of safety for every crew member engaged in cargo operations. Each person entering an enclosed space must carry an emergency escape breathing device and a personal gas monitor. Monitoring for hydrogen sulfide is strongly recommended during cargo and bunker operations where high H2S is suspected. Now, let's talk about maintenance. There is a big difference between an operational test and a full calibration. Operational tests, also known as bump tests, must be performed daily or before each use according to manufacturer instructions. Full calibration must follow the company's SMS and the manufacturer's frequency, typically at least once a month. For disposable personal monitors, remember they cannot be recalibrated. They must be discarded once they reach their expiry date. It is vital to record the exact date these disposable units were first commissioned to track their life cycle accurately. The surveyor will spend a lot of time reviewing your documentation. Let's see what needs to be in order. Every instrument must have a manual available in the working language of the ship. This is a common point for observations. Maintain an up-to-date inventory of all instruments, spare parts, and test gases carried on board. Always check the expiry date on your span gas cylinders. Using expired test gas is an automatic negative observation. Ensure you have sufficient spares and consumables, like detection tubes or chips, specifically for the toxic gases in your cargo. Verify that your sampling hoses are long enough to reach the bottom of the deepest tank on your vessel. Preparation for the officer interview is key. The surveyor will assess your familiarity with the equipment's purpose and limits. Can you explain when a sensor might be poisoned? For example, silicones or lead vapors can damage certain LFL sensors. You should know if your instrument can be used at above atmospheric pressure or in specialized environments. The surveyor will likely ask you to demonstrate a pre-operational accuracy test. Practice this until it is second nature. Show the self-test, zeroing in fresh air, and the actual response to the test gas as per the manufacturer's manual. If you use equipment from different manufacturers, be ready to prove they are compatible, such as tubes and hand pumps. What causes negative observations? First, any damaged or non-operational equipment that isn't clearly marked as out of service. Expired consumables like tubes or chips are another frequent mistake. Check your stock weekly. The biggest risk is unfamiliarity. If an officer cannot explain how to test or calibrate the device, it's a failure. Don't forget the small things. Manufacturers recommend intervals for replacing filters and sensors. Make sure these are recorded. If a device fails, report it in the defect system immediately. Clearly tag the unit to avoid its use during an emergency. Ensure your calibration records are complete, easy to read, and signed off by the responsible officer. Vessel operators must define the toxic gases relevant to your specific cargo and provide the right tools to measure them. Check that your tubes are correct for the current cargo. Using a generic tube for a specific toxic gas may not be sufficient. If equipment for restricted or closed sampling is missing or defective, it will lead to a negative finding. Let's summarize. Point 1. Check minimum counts, at least 2 multigas detectors and sufficient PGMs for everyone. Point 2. Verify that all daily operational tests are recorded in your logs or digital systems. Point 3. Ensure span gas is within the expiry date and manuals are in the ship's working language. Run mock interviews and demonstrations with your junior officers. This builds confidence for the actual survey. Remember, these procedures are part of your ISM compliance for safety and environmental protection. Properly functioning gas detection isn't just for the surveyor, it's what keeps you and your colleagues safe every day. Preparation is the difference between an observation and a clean report. Stay focused and stay safe out there. Thank you for watching this Sire 2.0 training session. Refer to your SMS for more detailed company-specific instructions. This material is based on the Sire 2.0 question library and industry best practices. Goodbye.